Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. It is Friday night, and I promised you guys I would tell you about my ramp. I've been going through issues with the ramp, and I am absolutely so tired. I was going to go throw myself on the couch and turn this into a pillow vlog, but I just don't even want to go lay down because I still have a few other things to do, and I feel like if I go put my head on a pillow, that's going to be the end of that. So I thought I would do a little nightcap, and I want to do it right here at my computer because that keeps me in work mode. And I need to do some shout outs that I forgot about this morning because I was in such a rush when I did my less than 1 minute daily update. So let's get these shout outs taken care of, shall we? First of all, Shauna Arsenault, one of my fave Peanut Gallery members. Shauna and I have known each other online for quite a while now. We've never met in person. We're both from Maine. She's helped me on my blog. She is still doing the coupon things and still helping me with that. But she is also now a YouTuber. She had started doing some videos, but then she had another baby, little Sydney, who is like maybe going on 4 months. Somewhere around there. She's adorable. So she took a little break, and I was like, come on, Shauna, I hope you come back to YouTube after you have that baby. And sure enough, she did. I don't know how anybody can do YouTube with a family or with a job outside the home. I mean, I just don't know. If I have one thing that takes my mind off my work, it's like I feel like I can't get anything accomplished. So to those of you out there doing that, kudos to you. Anyway, Shauna and her husband are celebrating their 10th year anniversary today. They have actually known each other for a long time. I think she said something like since 4th grade. And she just did a 5 random facts video. And I actually have, I think, 3 others who did it. I'm fascinated. So tired. Anyway, in Shauna's 5 random facts, which you can go see, she mentioned that her husband is the only man she's ever kissed. I just thought that was sweet. So happy anniversary, Shauna, and I wish you all the best. You have a beautiful, beautiful family, and I love you to pieces. I hope you know that. Shauna's a very good friend, and I appreciate that very much. Okay, we also have another birthday to Hugh Jazz. Cool name, if I'm saying it right. And all I know is that today, August 5th, is Hugh's birthday. Hugh Jazz. Hugh Jazz. I like the name Jazz. So happy birthday, Hugh. And thank you for being part of the Peanut Gallery. I have one more birthday. I'm looking for that piece of paper. See, I haven't come up with a calendar system yet, so I have like all these little odds and ends, and it's not a good system. That's not the one I want. Amy from the UK is 16 today. Happy birthday, Amy. And I noticed that you posted it again today, and I felt so sad that I didn't give you your shout out this morning. But hopefully it's still August 5th in the UK. I have no idea. It's 9:30 p.m. in Maine, United States. What does it make it for you? But happy 16th birthday. Sweet 16! That's a good age. Okay, I got the shout-outs out there. I can sleep tonight. The ramp. Let's start right from the beginning, and I have no problem sharing these details with you. My mother is eligible for a ramp through, she initially went through the Gould assessment, and they hooked us up with EIM, elderly, is it EMI? EIM, elderly. The M is Maine. Don't know what the I never can remember. That company sets us up with different things, like they're the ones that tried to find her a personal assistant to come in. They also got us a nurse. That's another section of this thing. They got her the alert bracelet, and then the ramp. So the ramp people are called Seniors Plus. This is through Medicare, as far as I know. I don't know everything, but as far as I know, this is through Medicare. They cover up to $3,000 for a ramp. Anything above and beyond that comes out of my pocket. So we had somebody come to measure for the ramp, Seniors Plus. It has to be somebody who's contracted with them. And They said metal or wood. I chose metal because I didn't want to have to take care of wood. Now, if you're not familiar with ramps, wheelchair ramps, they need to be up to code for Seniors Plus to even pay the $3,000 part of it. So that's why it's important that it's people that they do business with. She says, we have 2 companies for the metal ramps. I'm sending the best one to you. All right, good. So the guy comes, and I was not impressed, and I told Seniors Plus that I wasn't impressed with how he was measuring and acting like, oh, I don't think a ramp will go there, and this and that. He kept saying he doesn't think it could happen at the front door, so let's try the back door. I didn't want the back door because of many, many reasons, even like how we get out of the back door. It's just a small little hallway. I wanted the front door, and part of that is under a porch. It used to be a porch there. We had the porch taken down, but the roof is still there. So that's a lot less snow cleaning because we're partially under the roof. Now, I do know some things about a ramp. One of the things that they're concerned with is the grade. It can't be too steep. Mama can't go like tumbling down and rolling down, or if I have her in a wheelchair, it can't be so steep and I'm like, oh, and can't get her up there, or just let her go and she rolls off. So it's the grade of the ramp that is an issue to them. More to them than to me. I would be happy with a non-code ramp that's a little bit steeper than it should be, because I know that it would still be better than no ramp, but it has to be up to code for us to have the help with the payment. The guy, I just wasn't impressed, and I told her I was not impressed, that it didn't seem like he really knew what he was doing, but she assured me that these people are spot on. They know everything about the codes. They're great. So the ramp comes and was installed, like, I think Monday. You guys heard me talk about it. I didn't mention this at the time, not to anyone, not even to my mother, because I don't do well when something goes wrong, especially if I have to invest some money. Now, I had to invest almost $850 out of pocket for this ramp. So it was going to be a $3,850 ramp. So I'm expecting a nice ramp for that amount of money. So then they install the ramp, and I really didn't pay any attention. And finally, they're done, and only one guy now is left. There were 2, and one guy, his name is Gary. He comes to the door and he says, we're all done, you just need to sign here. And I said, okay, but let me see the ramp. So I start walking on the ramp, and I go down a little bit. It goes down, and then there's a platform, and then it goes like an L shape next to my house. And when I got to the end of the ramp, and I will show you pictures of this at some point, the ramp wasn't level to the tar, and when you walked, it would, like when I would step, it would go doom, 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 doom. So it was like annoying, and I said, this is a tripping hazard. A foot can practically go under there, certainly if you had a sandal, because I can put my entire hand under there. So a foot can almost go, a shoe probably not, but a barefoot could, or a sandal could get caught under there. And he was all like, now, there's really nothing I can do about that. And I said, but you can't leave this like this. You're all so strict about codes and stuff, and I'm sure this is a hazard. So he was like, oh, you could get somebody to come here and tar the driveway. I said, but you never talked to me about any of this. You never said, I mean, this is what they're in business to do. I know nothing about a ramp. I thought, if anything in the driveway was not level, that they would probably cut a piece of tar out, do something, make it level, make it so it's not flopping, and that a foot can get stuck under it. Just blows my mind that they would have left without even showing that to me. So I suggested, do you have a way that you can nail this end of this ramp into the driveway? I'm thinking maybe that's a fix. So he went and he got a big long, like a bolt, about that long, drilled a hole in the ramp, and hammered that into the tar. And I'm thinking right away, it's just that one corner, we're going to walk, that's going to move. So I'm like, why don't you put one in the other corner too, even though that corner is actually on the tar. And I says, maybe it'll make it just more secure. I mean, I would have liked something all the way across. So he did, reluctantly, but he did. So I was good with it. And I thought, I'm not going to say anything to anybody. I just think that was ridiculous, but I get so worked up over these things, so I let it go. well, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but, you know, just like 2 days after, I come down the ramp and I hear tonk, 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 tonk. So obviously that bolt is out of the ground, and there's that space again. So I called the ramp people. I didn't call Seniors Plus at that point. I called the ramp people. I told the guy. He sends Anthony out. Anthony was one of the two. There was Gary. He's the one that, you know, did the hammering of the bolts. And then Anthony had left earlier, but now he's the one who came to see. And he said, oh, he says, I can't believe he would have secured it like that. And I says, well, yeah. I says, doesn't seem right to me. I says, but he wasn't going to do anything at all. I said, I'm the one that told him this needs to be secured. So I said to him, I was like, did you guys have any kind of discussion about this? I said, do you think it's wrong that you guys were going to leave me with a ramp that is not level and that is not even flush to the ground and that a foot can go under? He goes, no, it's not supposed to be like that. How come nobody told me? He says, oh, Gary said that, you know, you can leave early. Anthony had to leave early. He says, you go ahead. I will take care of this and I'll talk to her and I will take care of this. So I said, well, he didn't take care of it. He didn't even tell me. I'm the one that found out by testing the ramp. He said, well, what we can do, he said, is I brought some crushed stone, and we'll put some crushed stone under there so the ramp stops going up and down. But I said, if you put crushed stone under the ramp, now the ramp is going to have about an inch lip that we can trip over. He goes, well, then I'll put crushed stone all around in front of the ramp. I'm like, I don't want a ramp coming off to crushed stone on a tar driveway that's just going to be in a week all over my driveway and nowhere near in front of that ramp. I mean, just crazy. So I said, that you have got to have a better solution than that. So he goes and he talks to his boss on the phone in the truck, and he comes back, he's like, no, that's about the best we can offer. He says, there's nothing else we can do. And I said, you said that Gary said he would take care of it. I said, how would he have taken care of it? He goes, oh, I don't know. I said, did he have crushed stone that day? No, well, I don't think we had crushed stone. I said, okay, then when he said to you he would fix it, what did you think he was going to do? There's got to be a way to fix it, or you would have said, what do you mean, Gary, you're going to fix it? We don't have any crushed stone. How are you going to fix it? So the longer and longer that we're out there together, the more and more I'm not liking the looks of this ramp. I asked him about the grade. And I said, how do you measure the grade of a ramp? And he says, well, there's a thing like a level, but it's round, and you just put it on the ramp, and you can see, you know, what the degrees are. And I said, and what are the degrees supposed to be? Now, online it says 4.8. He said 5 degrees. So I said, is this 5 degrees? And he said, yes. And I said, are you sure? Oh, yes. I said, did you measure it yourself? He says, oh, yeah. I said, in several places on the ramp? He says, yeah. I said, it doesn't look like it is 5 degrees to me. I have no clue what 5 degrees looks like. But I did think it felt steeper than the other part. There's one part that comes down, then there's a platform, and then the ramp takes off in another area. So I said, can you get the, we'll call it a level. Can you get the level so we can measure it? He goes, oh, I don't have one with me. I'm like, you're in your work truck. You're ramp people. So I said, you don't have it? Like, no. He goes, I don't know where it is. And it's like, again, first of all, you know, to me he should have said, let me go get it, and then come out and say, geez, I don't know where it is. But he immediately knows that he doesn't know where it is. So we go back and forth with that, and you know, I'm like, do you see how crooked it is? I said, you know, it's like if I would have put a marble here, instead of the marble rolling straight down, it would be like rolling across diagonally. Now I'm starting to question him as to, is he really telling me the truth? There was a lot of things. I was out there for a long time. There was a lot of things that I was catching him on that I don't even remember right off the top of my head. But I start questioning him, and now I'm thinking about the grade. I don't think the grade of this ramp is right, because he should want to go get the level. So I said, look, I said, you don't have the level. And I said, let's just do this. And, you know, at this point I'm sitting down on a chair and I'm just so tired. I said, I'm going to ask you again. And if you've lied to me about the level and seeing, you know, that it was 5 degrees, I'm fine with that as long as you tell me the truth now. Because, like I said, it's the inconsistencies in what you're saying that is bothering me so much. I need to know that I can continue to do business with you guys, but I need to know that you're telling me the truth. So I'm like giving you one more chance. Tell me the truth. Did you actually, with your own eyes, see 5 degrees on a level measuring that ramp? And you can tell me if you didn't, that's fine. And he said, no, I saw it. And I said, all right, I believe you. And then I said, and now you have to go somewhere and get a level because I want you to prove it to me. So he wasn't expecting that. He thought that that was going to be the end of the story, that I was going to trust him. He actually, he says, he went to the store and bought one. And of course, when he came back, it wasn't 5 degrees. Yeah. I'm surprised he even came back. So there were certain areas that were like 7 to 8. There was like another area that was like maybe 8 to 9. And then there was one spot that I said, look, that is like just about touching the number 10. And he's like, no, no, no. And I said, look, Anthony. And I make him look down. I'm like, do you see it? Can you see it? It's like almost 10. Never thought to record any of this. I'm so mad. When will I learn? When will I learn? These are the things that I need to record because I had to swap cameras. Oh my God. Those are the things I need to record. I hope I have learned my lesson. So at this point, I don't want to do business with them anymore. I don't want the ramp anymore. So he talked to the boss and they agreed that they would come and get the ramp on Wednesday. So now, at this point now, I call Seniors Plus to tell them. And she's like, oh my God, I've never heard of any such thing. She's like, they always do the best work. We've never had a complaint. So she says, let me call them and I'll get back to you. When she calls them and she gets back to me, she's kind of on their side, saying that they're confident there's nothing wrong with the grade. They're telling her the conversation was different than what I was telling her. But she's like, yes, they will come and get it, and then we can, start the process again. I was like, okay. I was disappointed that I felt like nobody really knew what I was talking about. And and she said they sent her a picture, and she says, I can see that it's raised like a little bit, but nothing that I would be concerned about. And I said, wouldn't you rather see a picture that I have than a picture that they have? I'm like, I don't know at what point that they took this. I said, is there a screw in there? Maybe they took the picture when it was screwed down to the tar. So that's why I went and took some pictures and some video today, and I'll be, showing that to her and to you guys, maybe different things. So anyway, I told her that. I said, I'll go take pictures and all that. So after we hang up, the guy from Main Accessibility Corporation calls. His name is either Kirk or Kurt. I don't know exactly which. He starts telling me that he wasn't too much of a happy camper. But what bothered me the most is that he said that Anthony said that he and I looked at the level together and that it was fine. And I was like, okay, either Anthony lied to you or you are lying to me, because that did not happen. We looked at it together and it wasn't fine. We both saw that it wasn't fine. And Anthony kept saying things like, this should have never been left like that. He was all acting like he wanted to make me happy. This is such a long story and I didn't want it to be. What it boiled down to is he made it sound like I was being overly fussy about this ramp. And I'm like, I'm the one that doesn't care about the grade. I would have wanted an illegal ramp, a short ramp, a too steep ramp, but I can't get that unless I just hire somebody myself. I can hire anybody to build anything, but it won't be up to code. And so the Medicare won't pay for it. So today it dawned on me that not only the grade, you can measure it with a level, but it's like there's the ratio of the rise and the length. So, for instance, if you measure from the ground to the top step or to whatever you're going to start the ramp on, let's just say for the heck of it that is 30 inches high. That means for the grade to be safe on the ramp and up to code, your ramp has to be 30 feet long. So that ramp, the first part that goes from like the door to the driveway, that part, pretty good. I think that is perfectly up to code. But then that platform where the ramp goes off to the side now, that platform is, the driveway's a little off, so on one side it's 20, one side it's 23. They adjusted the legs to make that platform level. So let's just, for the heck of it, say that it's 20 inches high. And Sandy and I did all this measuring together today. If it's 20 inches high, that ramp is supposed to be 20 feet long, and it's 12 feet long. So it's clearly not up to code. Now, if he's willing to put that short of a ramp on that high of a rise, then there's no reason he couldn't give me a ramp that went right from my steps at the door under the porch. I mean, you know, he could have stuck a shorter ramp there, but the guy's like, no, it would have to go out like, you know, 25 feet and across my driveway. Well, how come they didn't care about the other side, the other ramp being short? So that's where I am right now. They're still coming to get this ramp on Wednesday. You know, I'm just not going to let them get away with thinking that it's okay, that I'm okay with what they put there. Because you know what's going to happen? The next company is going to come out and they're going to say, you need a ramp way longer. And I asked Senior Plus if they could get the other people to come out now while this ramp is still there. Of course not. She's not going to do that. She says, we don't do that. That's not good business. It's because they don't want this other company to see the crappy job this company did. So I have videos. I have measurements. I'm actually going to go out there and draw a chalk line. You know, it's like, I want the next company to know exactly how this was set up. And I know they're going to say, you know, you have to have a 20-foot ramp, which is going to be even more money. I don't know. Oh, I'm so tired. And I wish so much I would have had the conversation. I really do. I really do. And I know many of you, I shouldn't say many, some of you would think that's awful for me to put that on YouTube and let everybody see what this business said and the lies. And in Maine, I have the right to record without their permission. Maine is a one consent state, which means you have the right to record somebody without them knowing, as long as there's one person in the group or in the two that consents, and it can be the person who is recording can be the one to consent. So it's a very interesting law. You can't, though, hide a camera somewhere and step away and let two people talk, just the two of them, because now those two people don't know there's a hidden camera, so neither one of them are consenting. But if I'm there, I'm consenting, and I have the right to record and to publish that to the public. I just hope we can get another ramp. And I'm just very glad to be getting rid of this one. I think if for $3,850, you should be getting a ramp that's not rickety and a trip hazard and completely not the right grade. Don't you think? I think. All right, I'm tired. Going to bed with my iPad and watch YouTube videos. So, hope I didn't bore you to tears. I hope I can edit this down. And I'm glad I got the shout-outs in, because it upsets me greatly if I forget shout-outs. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching and for putting up with me, and I will give you a mini mother's update. She wants out of there. I don't expect her to be there long, because today she's starting to get a little bit antsy, and I can tell it's escalating, so she will soon be causing some kind of a scene. And I'm ready for her to come home. I am. I'll talk to you guys about that later, but I have plans on how we're going to keep this house more peaceful, but I'm just tired of going and sitting at a nursing home. I'm not a good visitor kind of person. I don't like it. Oh, and she did small talk with the nurse, and I was like, ugh. I mean, I can barely stand to be involved in small talk. The last thing I want to hear is two people small talking. Oh, it was so incredibly painful. It's like so boring. I think I could be bored to death. I could. All right, I'm going to hang up now. Hang up? I'm not even on a phone. Hi. I'm so full of salad. Okay. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. They left me with that ramp up like that. I can put my hand under there. I mean, this is significant. Let me see. I have a ruler. Hang on. That's at least an inch. That's what it looks like to me. And it has been bent because we've been walking on it. So that's what it's like now. And I'm telling you, it was that high, if not higher, when they left me. And it goes all the way across. Over here, it starts to get level to the ground. But he did put a screw there too. And you can see this screw is popped up. Because when we... See, that screw has also popped up. Because when we walk, you know, the other side goes up and down. So it nests with that screw.